Hello, family. I'm Janaya Future Khan, and this is Dark Woke. Just before we hit it, I want to say thank you to all the listeners out there, and a special shout out to the supporters who make this show possible. It truly means the world to me. If you'd like to become a member, our Patreon is linked in the episode right up below.
I'm going to do a couple of vocal warmers. Me, 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 me. Only me. Nobody else but me. Stop thinking that it's anybody else but me. Okay. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Pop Woke, a segment where Future and I, producer Corey, do a weekly pop culture roundup. So this week, we're going to each come to the table with sort of like a pop culture thing we want to talk to each other about. And you know what? For this first one, Future, why don't you start? I want to hear what you found.
Okay. I do want to preface, I'm a heavyweight in the politics.
Yes.
I know that politics and pop culture are like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
One informs the other. In fact, pop culture tends to inform politics more. It's just that
Yes.
I'm not like, I like pop culture, like what it is singularly is still really confusing to me. Like I'm like, entertainment industry, yeah. But what is technically pop culture confuses me. So I only have one thing. I have one thing that I know has to be pop culture.
Okay.
For sure. Because what I don't want is to bring something and then end up doing my thing.
What you got for me?
Okay, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
We laughed earlier.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, I think you might know where I'm going with this.
Yes.
I'm bringing up Captain Durag. I'm bringing up Captain Durag.
Yep, Captain Nigga Bitch. Okay, go ahead.
Nigga Man.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Captain Absent Father. Captain Crackpipe. Captain Pan Sagging. Captain Ice Cube in NWA. Captain Low Credit Score. Yeah. Yeah. Captain Child Support.
No. Yeah. Wait.
Because what the fuck? Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I'll let you go. Uh-huh.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which was most of our reaction, because all of a sudden, like, this is what it feels like, okay? You're just living your innocent black life.
Yes.
And suddenly you're just like, I wonder how my friends are doing. And you go online and it's like,
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right. And okay, so look, take a look at Captain Durag, okay? Look, pretty little face.
It's a cute design.
Okay, he's got the good.
I'm not against it.
It's just soul pack. No, it's too low. What is just this?
Goatee?
Okay, is
goatee.
That no? They can go. Isn't it goatee?
No, goatee is.
Did you say
that's goatee. Yeah,
this is a goatee.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, goatee.
Okay.
Goatee.
Just by itself.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I don't like goatee, but I feel like
goatee.
That's just a little narrow mustache, and that is the light skin. That's the light skin look.
It is.
Yeah, but so he's chocolate, which is good. Yeah. Y'all can see, like, so basically his do-rag is, kind of across his eyes, and then it's tied all the way down, and it's kind of like,
yes.
And he's got superhero powers. But let me tell you the story behind it.
Okay.
Because all we know when we talked about it was that it came from Disney.
Yes.
So I didn't know that I was going to come back to this. Like, I know my takes of what is pop culture is, I'm going to be so good at it. But I was like, you know what? Is there more? Because this came from Disney.
Yes.
And then black people were not having it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing with black people that I love, because y'all already know about a black sensibility, is we have the reaction, which the media loves to grab and sensationalize,
Absolutely.
and then they don't stay for the conversation.
Correct. Yes.
Right? Because that's actually how we generate discourse. So I was like, maybe there's something here, because what's happening? Okay. So I go and I'm like, who made the show?
Yes.
Who made the show? So it's Marcellus Bennett, and he is a black man, and it's not actually Captain Durag. It's not actually Captain Durag that is the center focus of the show. Sure. So the show is actually an animated series that centers a black family on Disney called Hey AJ.
Yes.
And then Captain Durag is a character in the show.
Yes. Okay.
That AJ.
Right.
That's his like superhero, right?
That's his superhero persona.
Yes.
Got it.
And, no, it's its own animated series in the animation.
So I'm sorry. So Hey AJ.
Right.
Is that The main cartoon.
Yes, and then this is a character within the show.
Within the show.
That isn't necessarily on the show.
Okay.
Yeah, like whether or not he's real or like just in the comic books, like who knows?
So
right?
we have absent fathers and imaginary superheroes.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
And so, especially in this Black History Month, in this, and so an initial reaction of whoa.
Yeah.
What's all that going on over
Absolutely.
there? Makes sense.
Yes.
So I'm like, did Bennett then also design the character Captain Durag and name him Captain Durag? Turns out that somebody else designed Captain Durag, and her name is Camille Corbett.
Okay. Black woman?
Black woman.
Okay.
She's a Black woman. She's half Jamaican.
No, not too much. The tigel.
Okay. Why not pun?
Rice and beans. No, that was bad. That was so bad.
I do like it. You went for it. No, but you hit Dutty so well.
Dutty.
You hit Dutty.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I can go on.
Okay.
So half Jamaican and then half Black American.
Okay.
So her dad was born North Carolina.
Yeah.
Lineage from North Carolina, sharecroppers. You know what I mean? So a direct descendant of it's like.
Yeah.
And the question is, to what extent do these things matter?
Right.
So, but let me stop right here because I can chat that. So does knowing who that it was Black folks made it, because I know we be going deeper than identity, but does knowing that Black folks made it change your thoughts or feelings?
With Black shit, when it's like contrived like this, it's sort of no shade. It's given like, was there anything else on that whiteboard? You know what I mean? Because here's the thing. At its core, Captain Durag, it's fun, it's tongue in cheek. It reminds me, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of you ever heard of that cartoon, The Proud Family?
Okay.
It's very that.
Yeah.
It's very that. And that was also on Disney.
Reboot. Huh? There's a reboot.
Yeah. Louder and Prouder. Yeah. It's also a Disney thing. It's very Black.
They had. Go on.
It's very Black. Love that. But like, listen, if the kids like it, I like it. But for me personally, nothing else on the whiteboard.
Okay, so she said that her name for the character, the name that she wanted was actually Durag Man. Does that change anything?
So what's his power? To hand out durags and make sure your waves just don't swim? I don't understand. Like, because listen, I'm a Marvel nerd.
What
right?
will Timothée Chalamet wear when he's not at the Oscars?
Well, my thing is like, I don't know enough about this character, obviously, but like, what's his power?
So he has the regular general like superior, so he's bigger and stronger, and like he can probably like jump and stuff. I don't know if he can fly, but he has the generic, because it's this is a kid's show, so there's
I mean, normalizing a durag for Black kids, sure, but it doesn't feel connected to anything. It just feels like he Black and here's a nigga thing, which is
And this is what I'm wondering. Has this moment that we're in just made it so that we just can't, like, do you know what I mean? Like, yes, we can't, like, like it means too much because we can't. I'm just trying to figure out, would this hit different in 2014? Would this hit different? Like, is because we're in this impossible moment, and if y'all have been listening, like, this ain't right. Like, what is happening? It's not right. Go listen to the episodes if you don't know what I'm talking about. Totally. And everything upwards of Winter is Coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we've been talking, it's weird. It's like the 100th anniversary of Black History Month. Nobody's talking about race at all. At all. Nobody's talking about Black people at all. Nobody's talking about anything related to it, even though Trump's agenda is attacks Black Americans more than anyone else. We also know in some of those conversations that the left has actually become so anti-Black, and I'll add later, misogynist, that it's unintelligent. Yeah. It's become unintelligent. Totally. It's and our pockets are getting more and more concentrated and worse. So and like racism, like 90s racism is so fucking back.
It is.
Like the whole eating cats and dogs and the Haiti shit. Totally. Like it's so, we're in this like impossible place, but I'm not a Black American. It doesn't, my job, I think, is to yap about it because I can see things from a different angle,
Right.
to them, to people who don't have a black sensibility. But is it the moment?
I think it is a moment because to your point, it's like maybe the antidote is just an excess of nigga shit. Because then maybe his sidekick can be lace front diva
or the
or
absence
something.
of nigga shit. Is it the absence of nigga shit that makes this matter more
Totally,
to?
because if there was more black stuff in addition to this would be a blip, right? But this is the only thing, so we're forced to. Oh yeah, I guess so. Because even as I'm like thinking about what I hate about this, which is becoming less and less the more that I think about it. Now that I'm being honest,
Yeah,
because I'm like, whatever. It's just a man in a do rag. I'm like, whatever.
this is and that's,
you know what I mean.
Something starts to change.
Yeah.
After. And this is okay. So that's so interesting because that's exactly my reaction.
Yeah.
Give me thoughts I've gathered.
Yeah.
Or I want to present to you.
Sure.
Because I've had a second.
Yeah.
Because you brought up something to me that I want to ask you about.
Okay.
Which is, what about this in the lens of blaxploitation?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
interesting.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So hear me. I'm gonna make a pitch.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a pitch. And I don't believe this 100%. But what if our initial reaction, because I did listen to, I was like, do they talk about it? Like, because we actually talk to each other. When black people say, hey, I didn't like this.
Yeah.
Other black people say, well, let me tell you what I was trying to do, nigga.
Totally.
And then we say, oh, or no.
Right.
And we take it from there. So I did listen to what they had to say.
These are the creators.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to what Camille and Marcellus had to say. Mm-hmm. And they are thoughtful, but that doesn't mean that they're right. Okay. So I was like, okay, let's be thoughtful. And I took 3 sentences that I collected across the board that were reflected in them, but also in black folks' critiques. The vast majority of the initial reaction was definitely, that na make it. Right? Like, that na go so. But then there were smarty pants.
Okay.
And so what if the initial reaction was respectability politics? I know.
Audio listeners, I just rolled my eyes really hard.
Like, you saw the ancestors.
I sure did. I saw my brain.
You saw God when he was this big. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally.
So we're not going to spend time. I'm just going to say, because respectability politics, we were so past that. Mm-hmm. But essentially, it's the idea that if we dress, talk, act, and carry ourselves in a certain way, in a very waspy kind of way, and observe that, then we're worthy of respect. And the reason why we're not respected is because we don't operate in that way. And that was very shaped by the civil rights era. And as we fully well know, the suits did not stop the bullets.
Correct. That's crazy.
And we want, wonderful, right? Totally. Wonderful if it came and it would
totally.
Right. It turns out it wasn't because of the suits. The skin is violent.
Absolutely.
In the imagination of this very undesirable homeland America. Mm-hmm. So, and so I don't mean respectability politics literally, because yuck, but we are concerned because we couldn't enjoy it because we had to go straight to protectiveness.
I think so.
Right.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like, is it a stereotype or is it culture? Do you know what I mean? Like, is this just a cultural moment or is the problem the stereotype? Okay. So let me tell you the thing, and then because I want to hear what you think.
I have an answer.
Yes. Respectability politics. Was that our part of what our initial reaction was? Was that yours?
That was mine.
Yeah.
Because for me, whenever I see black people doing black stuff like this, sort of not connected to anything else, because you never see the fucking who's creating it and shit when they're showing a photo and like a press release or whatever, right?
100.
Immediately. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
So like, I'm like, what the fuck is this? So then when you're telling me, because I didn't know much about it, but like you're telling me like, yeah, because they be trying to play in our faces a lot. And sometimes you're like, who the fuck is doing this? So when you told me it's black people and they're just like young black people being like, yeah, nigga shit on Disney again, I think more and more, you know what it is?
Tell me.
It's black people on the internet. It's sort of like you see something and you go, wait a minute, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then you read more and then you sort of like don't make it, and you don't stop there, right? You read more, you learn more, you go, all right. And if that's none of my business, that's none of my business. I'm gonna let people have their thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yes. So Okay. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to color the experience. So one of the things that Camille Corbett brought up. So this is the maker who wanted the name Durag Man, and then it's Captain Durag. She mentions that it's respectability politics, and that actually offended me a little bit, because to suggest, right, and again, do you see how it's like it's the both end, because this is, again, nobody's wrong,
right,
but it's about what matters most,
right,
and does it matter most that Black people get to make things, right? Now we're gonna pick that part back up.
okay.
Because right. Because I like to argue against myself as hard as I do for whatever point I'm making. So I was like, fuck, because then I was like, damn, that's a good point, Janaya. Shut the fuck up. So, okay. She said respectability politics. That annoyed me because you're the maker of this. Don't tell people why they're feeling the way that they are.
Yes.
But not naggers.
Right.
Right. These are educated, thoughtful, culture defining people, right? That's what that's why I said it the way I said it. Do you know what I mean? It's ones who would get like, okay, like the Nignogs won't.
Right. Dr. Umar is not gonna care.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But we didn't approach this. Okay. I'll give you an example. So I know this Black trans girl comic, so funny. And okay, so I remember I showed her a comedy clip, and she's a comedian, by the way. She's a comedian. So I showed her a comedy clip, and it was trans jokes. So this is something that, probably kind of touched both of our lives.
Sure.
And I asked her what she thought of it. And remember, she's a comedian. And she goes, well, I think in this political moment. And I said, no, did you think it was funny?
Oh.
And she goes, what? Oh, right.
Work.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So I was like, but it did irritate me because I'm like, it's more thoughtful than simply this is. But now we do have to ask this question of like, should we get to make things? And what happens if it's stereotyped? So there's another thing that she said that I wanted to bring to you.
Oh God.
That this is the thing, back and forth, right? We got to argue the other part too. She brought up Richard Wright. That also pissed me off.
Why did she bring up?
This is the thing.
Connected to what?
I'm like, I'm like, girl, you're doing too much. She brought up, because to me, I'm like, I understand like having arguments, but it sounds like you're which goalpost, babe? Which one are we?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, so she goes, Richard Wright. Now I got to put on a little bit of because y'all know.
Right.
I want to bring us back to Baldwin's Everybody's Protest novel. Okay, which I mentioned, I believe, in the episode why trans comics are so bad. I think
why parentheses most trans comics suck.
Thank you. Ooh, that's so much.
Yeah. You want to know how I know? Because I sat there and edited that whole fucking thing. Anyway.
And okay, so in Everybody's Protest novel, James Baldwin. Listen to it if you haven't, because the whole thing is better when you can get into the meaning. But in Everybody's Protest novels, an article that he wrote way back when, but he kind of goes after Richard Wright. So again, she's using Wright as a defense, as in like, don't you? I'm not saying she said it that way. See, I said this myself.
Yeah, there you go.
Be objective, as in like, this is something that should explain to you why this makes sense, right? Because you're already telling people it's respectability politics. Now you're also saying this. So it's interesting. So Richard Wright, The Invisible Man, that's not it. Native Son. Thank you.
Okay.
Richard Wright, Native Son. And that's the book that did big numbers, right? And it was about bigger. And eventually, it's about a character essentially who's a Black man in America. The book is supposed to capture the angst of the Black man in America, who once allowed to becomes it demonstrates what racism does to a man. Okay. And he ends up killing and murdering a white woman, but whatever.
So you're saying if we watch Captain Durag, we're going to want to kill people? Okay, sorry.
Okay. But Richard Wright was the Black novelist, because even back then it was like, only one at a time.
Yes, absolutely.
It's closed.
Yeah.
Right? 4-year cycle. Okay, one more.
Yeah.
And then 5 years, they're just like, no. And then
most of them close behind themselves. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was like, this is don't you see what this does to us? Don't you see what this is what racism turns? It turns black men. It turns
girl.
people violent. It turns black. And that wasn't, I'm sure that's not singularly what the intention was, but the intention was on some level to demonstrate what, and Baldwin's rebuke of that. And again, it's not a coincidence that there is a queer framework there. And actually they had tensions because of it. And it's much deeper. Go ahead, listen to the episode, but it's more complicated because even Baldwin could carry misogyny. That being said, here we are. She brings up Richard Wright, and Baldwin's rebuke of that in Everybody's Protest novel is what happens when we end up writing and making art, when we create art in reaction to racism.
Oh.
Right? And that we ought to be free.
Ooh,
so it's weird. Bless y'all.
Thank you.
It's weird to me that she brought up Wright.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, you're not thinking as deeply as you think you are. Right. Because you throw respectability politics out again, which is a rebuke against people's reactions.
Correct.
Embrace it.
Yeah.
Right? Like embrace it, absorb. Number one. Number two, you brought up Richard Wright, but he actually was in his writing, the general consensus is that was very stereotypical. That was very, it was.
And there it is.
It was very stereotypical.
Yeah.
See how she's not making the most sense?
It just.
But.
Okay.
It is stereotypical.
Yes.
Right. And so I'm going to put us on pause there because she brought up one other thing, and I want to hear.
Okay. So for me,
yes,
it is stereotypical. It's very much like here's a concept, whatever, that is usually associated with black people, black men in particular, which, you were saying something. I hate to jump across like this, but like even the blaxploitation of it all is an interesting layer. To come at this.
Okay, so hit me with it. So they both said that.
Yeah.
They both said, but I don't think I'm gonna keep it a buck. He seems like the one who loves blacks. Like she kind of just said it, but he wrote something.
Yeah.
And so he writes out and uses Foxy Brown.
Yeah.
Dolomite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's giving blaxploitation for Nick Jr.
So for those people who don't know, what I know, film genre, strong aesthetic, kind of story arc. I've enjoyed some films about it, but I'm not versed in it. So for everybody just listening, what is blaxploitation film? So what is that as a genre? Yeah.
So blaxploitation as a genre sort of takes the hard-boiled, private detective trope and turns it on its head. Okay. So for black people, so the white counterpart would be more like a private investigator, like Elliot Ness, sort of like totally.
Okay, I'm with you.
So black people, their heyday sort of like 70s, right? We had like the sort of Shaft, we had we had soul music, we had this. So essentially it came out of a modernist sensibility in film. Yeah. Sort of like get the girl, defeat the bad guy, all against sort of like the 70s pulp era. Because, the white people were like running around, Starsky and Hutch. They're running around.
That's right, with their little hair.
Totally.
Shirts. Everybody's shirt was open back then. It was so hot.
And I always felt like black people did the 70s better. We had the music, we had the style. Most of the style was from black and brown people, no shade. So a lot of it was black people's versions of their like cop / detective / private eye.
What's the exploitation part?
The exploitation is the aping of the black sensibility in film, right? So you'll have the large afros, you'll have the lowriders, you'll have the sexy women who are like talking in jive, right? Like, don't come around here with that jack.
You totally. Jive turkey.
Totally. Yeah.
What a line.
And it was a sort of like smoothness, a sort of like steez or style, right, or vibe that the white counterparts didn't have.
And was it so there was a caricature, not minstrelsy.
No. Because black people were in control of it and usually writing those stories.
So, this is good. Now, so help me understand. But, wait. Is it a bit tongue-in-cheek? Is it like blaxploitation, like we're exploiting these stereotypes and making art with them?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And I know that black folks were making some or most. Was it a double thing too, where it was also like white studio execs or whatever were making when they started to like? Was there an aspect that they'd become? Because what I often see is that
Good question.
you guys make the thing,
Mhm.
guys make the thing, the Black Americans make the thing,
Mhm.
and then it's here,
Mhm.
and then they Elvis it.
Yeah.
So did that happen, and did that become actually real?
So every now and then, so Starsky and Hutch truly was just daft.
Right.
Like a lot of it was, and you know, I'm not gonna say they didn't attempt to sort of rip it off because they always do,
Right.
but it never really plays well because a lot of the stuff that Black people know to be true, essentially with the things that we create for ourselves, can't be really replicated. But a lot of it is Black people, low budget, sort of like somebody that you know.
Yeah, and that was it when it was like perfect.
Yeah.
But was it eventually absorbed by the larger thing?
What's his name? Foxy Brown, Pam Grimm. That was Tarantino.
Yes,
because he grew up loving.
That's what he said.
The blaxploitation.
Yes, that's okay. So Shaft, I had to write some down because I don't know. Superfly.
Yep, absolutely. Dolomite.
Black Belt Jones.
Black Belt Jones.
What a fantastic one.
Perfect.
Wait.
Yep.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, and then I got confused because I didn't realize that Dolomite and Black Dynamite were two separate. And then Jackie Brown.
So Black Dynamite was the 21st century sort of meta modern take on Dolomite because you know Black Dynamite was Michael J.
This makes sense because I feel like Dolomite. I'm like that's contemporary-ish. Well, there was something made.
Yeah.
Am I not?
No. So Dolomite came first.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Black Dynamite was a parody of that blaxploitation.
Okay. Got it. Okay. So it influenced a genre, but at the time that blaxploitation films were actually being made in the 70s, was there a massive like takeover where studio execs started to just make that, and then Black folks didn't get it? Because I know these were low budget films, but like were people basically, was there a point where white studio execs or whatever, I don't know how to explain this, were just making more than anybody else? Like was there okay so blaxploitation's kind of was this point in time, like a time capsule.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a time capsule, and it influenced. And that obviously would beget as people of color, Black people, women, whatever, are not allowed in at the same scale, so they're not making. Got it. And that connects to the Tarantino thing. I just wanted to know because this then puts the blaxploitation angle as it speaks way more true to me and specific. So I'm gonna ignore her Richard Wright thing.
Yep.
Because that's silly to me. I'm gonna ignore the respectability politics thing.
Well, it could have just been as simple as we are making blaxploitation for children. Right.
But you don't want to say that.
I don't know why.
No, because people don't read here.
Oh.
We're trying to change that.
Well, damn.
We're changing it, but they're not reading here because that's by design.
Yes.
So, last question.
Yeah.
Related to the blaxploitation thing, and then we'll just button this up because I'm dying to know what you're bringing to me.
Okay.
But my last real question about the blaxploitation angle is: does he fit the criteria aesthetically? Does Captain Durag fit that? Or in interpretation of it?
So, in interpretation, yes.
Okay.
The Durag doubling as a cape is a very specific item piece, which I enjoy. I've not seen the show, so I would love to know who his villains are.
Yes.
Because if his villains are like Relaxer, Jerry Curls, like it'd be, you know what I mean? It'd be interesting to see what the villain, because then that's really sort of tying it all into a nice little bow. You know what I mean? Like, is one of the villains like Relaxer, Raina or something, where she's like, come get your Just For Me kids. Like, come get this Relaxer.
If it stays on too long, it'll burn your edges off.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm going to smooth out those naps.
Totally. If your hair is relaxed, everybody else is relaxed. You know, shit like that. Put a hot comb to that hair. You know, just like.
You'll never get the job like that.
Totally. Durag or
but might that make it better? No, wait, this isn't an actual blaxploitation. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. What a fucking great rip. I'm just trying to Okay. So should we just be free to make all the things?
I think
that's kind of my roundup question.
Okay. My answer is immediately yes, because to be quite honest, like and I say this all the time because I'm a big proponent of getting high and watching Tyler Perry movies. I think that like Because like it's not good. It's not. Let's cut the shit. It's just fucking not. But like I agree, I just think we should be able to just make the things because
Right.
I have to sit through so many shitty movies that the white mainstream makes, and they just they're able to do them over and over again. Like,
so my question, I'm closing this now. My laptop because I was like, wait, I know more black exploitation films because I wanted to impress you.
I can see you reading them, by the way.
So what do we do, right? Mm-hmm. So what do we do though? Because we both agree on this, completely agree on this. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that reaction is, which by the way, we ought to be allowed to do and have without deeper implications. It does a thing that I kept seeing over and over and over again. And I couldn't help but think that like I also contributed to this was, this is why niggas can't get shit made. Right. And I know, I know that it's not fair because to say, well, if we all just loved and embraced it, it would just be okay because the burden of proof actually isn't over here.
Right.
Like, look at fucking Black Panther. Okay. Right. There's a fucking world but I know that that's not how racism works.
Right.
And it will use anything to justify.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yep.
And I know that online criticism in America specifically does influence a lot of those decisions.
Unfortunately.
Or justify the making of decisions.
Yeah.
Let alone what it might do for our morale. Right. Yeah. Here we go. You know what I mean? Here we go. Because here's the piece that I wanted to make sure I didn't forget. I did look into this. So
okay.
I started to be like, who is critiquing this?
Yes.
Right? Because the people that were coming with more thought were kind of more like you, where they were actual humans.
Okay.
That I could verify were humans. And I'm not saying, right, there was a lot of blue checks.
Okay.
And then I was like, who wrote about it? Because I know that there's not a lot of us in these spaces anymore. But still, if there's a lot of discourse, there's going to be a lot of discourse.
Totally.
Tori, I noticed a lot of blue checkmarks on X.
Okay.
That were these random accounts that talk a lot of shit about black shit, but seem to hate black people, but black Americans specifically. And then there were a lot of black Americans accounts. I'm using heavy air quotes here. Yeah. Specifically targeting her because of her part Jamaican identity. I want to go back a few years.
Okay.
There was a thing online called ADOS. And it's a Russian, backed, and that could spread to India, that could spread to Iran, that could spread to China.
But it's like a bot farm.
Yeah, but that was specifically targeting Black Americans to galvanize them against Kamala Harris, because the whole point for them was to sow discord. You don't want a Democrat in office when you're an authoritarian or when you want to erode American harmony. Right. You don't got to work that hard these days. But ADOS specifically stands for African Descendants of Slaves.
Oh, cool.
Or American Descendants of Slaves.
Okay.
So it's like, actually, you're not a Black American 6 generations back. You don't get to ask about anything to do with Blackness here. Fuck you. You're not a real American. And so it actually was trying to cultivate, obviously, xenophobia. But the point was to say that Kamala Harris is not even Black, technically. So you shouldn't vote for her, right? And it wasn't small. You know what?
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. And then this is what it's like to live in my brain, That's because we do this to each other all the time where we have to sit there and be like, wait, we also know this. Oh, this is a bad place. like the world can sometimes be a not nice.
Yeah.
Right. So it even is why, Cynthia Erivo getting heat. Right? Why she got heat for playing Harriet Tubman. Do you remember that? And everybody was chirping about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was ADOS. And I know because I worked at Color of Change, and part of my job was actually researching this bot farm because they were so effective.
Oh, interesting.
At moving. This was early, this is pre-manosphere, but if this fucking shit went off in the manosphere, bad. It would have been bad. It would have been bad. Because these niggas, they don't read. They stopped reading 12 years ago, but they talk. And it's like, well, should we even be voting for, you know what I mean? Is she even Black? Like it would have been Joe Budden asking that question if this had happened at the same time. But I'm looking at how much of this reaction is outsized,
right?
Because of these fucking bots that because here's my question. how much of the attack is intentional? So that we look crazy. So that, because I'm looking at the discourse, and again, right?
Yeah.
You want to know who reported on it? In Times of India. That is a right-wing rag. Random that it's called that, I know. But they often, they'll end up sharing stories with like Breitbart.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, Times of India?
Mm-hmm.
This is an American publication?
I can't say that it is. There's a .com there, but I can't say that it is. Do you know what I mean? Like Tim Pool talking out like he's in a half Canadian, half American, whatever, and you find out it's Russian money that's paying for his whole enterprise. That's a lot of these people, and they don't know it, right?
That's interesting.
But so I'm like, how much of our reaction, just to synthesize, because we can talk about this forever, and I definitely want to hear. But let's how great, because pop culture, I guess, is an always open-ended conversation,
right? But
it's like my overarching questions, theses, to just keep moving on with is like, how much of our reaction is because of the moment we're in, and how much of our reaction isn't actually our reaction?
Great question.
I just don't know how much.
I don't think I do either.
And it kind of works together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because Baldwin's like, we can't ever make art in reaction to this. This is too small.
Yeah.
Right? And doesn't Morrison talk about like the universalness? So I'm looking at myself because I definitely was like, not right now. Right? I was like, not right now. I don't want to hear about no Captain Durag right now. But I think a part of it was like, because maybe we don't trust that the hands that designed them with care, and that the character itself, or it's not going to be treated with care. And as we know, which isn't the case with everybody else,
right?
That lends to us not being treated with care.
Yes. Yeah. Now that I know that niggas doing it, great. Love that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've really started to see this fucking ADOS angle.
Yeah.
Particularly around her.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is Musk. This is like, there's a thing where anything
Elon,
because anytime I read and it feels like nuance, a nuanced take, it is a real, verifiably real Black human being, American, that I can find. And it might not even be a Black American, but there's always nuance. Anytime I saw the crazy thing, it was always some thing with a Black guy's face, but he's not a Black guy in anything that he writes.
Totally.
He's always attacking.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of that.
There was. As a Black person, and it's just like, but you're listening to Hall & Oates.
We don't talk like that.
No.
And I look at who you follow.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? And I look at what you write about.
Yeah, you're following like big busty like Latinas.
Yeah. So that's mine.
Okay, yours is
Captain. Mine is Captain Durag. You know what? Captain Durag went from we use modern times. It went from I think I'm okay with it. Yeah,
I think
fuck it. Make everything, and you know what? And the media is always going to outsize the reaction. I do feel like the reaction was a lot more nuanced than was represented, and I think our initial reaction is fair.
Yeah.
But the thing I'm curious about in terms of next is maybe I don't say it out loud.
Captain Durag?
Yeah. No. That's what made me upset. You're hearing the name, but maybe my initial reaction, because it ought not to be trusted right now.
I think so. Yeah. I think we do exactly what we did right now. Talk through it.
Which is why we have Pop Love.
Read the stuff and kind of go, okay, how do I feel about this? And that's what I think that Black people, specifically Black people online, do well.
Yeah.
We don't get a mob behind us to condemn something. We're like, what is it?
When we do, it's Simpson style.
Correct.
It's the pitchforks and then to your neighbor that you're just kicking it with, and then they go, "No, you guys was this," and we're like, "Oh, okay, cool,
okay, totally." Oh, we're getting high, being like, "Oh no, it was just this. They're just doing this." We're like, "Work," and we just kind of move on because we're just like, we have bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get to a place where and no hate to girl, but I'm like, what are those three arguments or the two arguments? I'm like, you're just saying words.
She's just saying.
She said she literally is respectability politics, blaxploitation, and
Richard Wright. And you know what? No shade. I would have just closed my laptop like I ate that.
Do you know what I mean? And I feel like, and unfortunately, I'm like, I know what all of these things. At least I know where they are chronologically. But I'm like, I don't think you're doing what you think you are, but I appreciate.
I think, okay. Unpopular opinion.
Tell me.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay. At the end of the day, it's black people just
you put thought
talking
into it
Yeah.
enough that you could say some things. There is at least an expectation
Yes.
of engagement.
Yes.
It's not, but if this was somebody else, this is the thing. This is what I'm talking about. What we're talking about a black sensibility. A black sensibility is, here we go.
Yeah.
Fuck, this is why we can't make shit. We can't have nice shit. And or white people are right about us. That's some bullshit.
Yeah.
What black folks, what a black sensibility offers is like, I'm going to make this.
Yeah.
And this is why I made it.
Yeah.
It was like, I believe Marcellus to put your criticism, like literally on his note, to put your criticism in context.
I also,
come on,
I agree with that.
I would ask Champion, Captain Durag, Champion, hey AJ,
yeah.
I'm like, from here on out, I'm just like, take a beat. I'm gonna take a beat.
Think about the direct deposits that will get snatched from your account with your bills. Think about the food that's in your fridge. Think about if you washed your ass.
Think about other things. Think about whether or not your shit is good.
I think so.
And then you'll sit, and then maybe it'll be a trip, because I hate, but there is a double consciousness.
I think so.
You know what I mean? And that is a thing. And we all experience some level of it, but it's really different. Honest. It's very specific when it comes to the reality of history too.
Yes.
So I
don't know. Y'all got all this fire for this motherfucking cartoon, but not Tyler Perry. Whatever.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Also, okay. The other thing is, I think that was okay. Not a point. Not an argument. A point. We don't even need to argue this anymore. You made me remember this. This is like just make it.
Just make it.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just fucking make it. It doesn't. And champion.
Yeah.
Like, good faith it.
I think so.
Yeah. Good faith it.
Yeah.
I want us to be better at good faithing it. Because we sorry, no. I was just gonna repeat something. Yes, say the thing.
I was gonna say something so crazy to transition into what I want to talk about.
Oh my god, I want to hear
just
it.
Sat here. You got to talk about what you wanted to talk about.
I wanted to because even this became educational, and I was like, is there a point where I'm not annoying?
You're not annoying. You just have a lot to say, and I have a lot to say, and I just think that
but I've never not learned something when we yap.
I think that's what's happened.
It's always gonna happen. Is what you're saying.
I think that's just it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move the fuck on. Everybody watch Hayes AJ.
It's Black History Month.
What's his name? Captain Gout. Captain
Durag.
Hypertension.
Sickle cell.
No. Sorry. Marcellus. No.
I will say though, I'm pretty sure that the city that they fight in is like called Slime something, and I was like, okay, that's too much. I didn't verify that
part.
Don't
tell me anymore.
Slime City or something, and I was like, okay, that part's too much.
It's like, don't do anything else about this.
Okay.
It's like my support is slowly decreasing.
Just watch it. It's Black History Month.
I might actually watch the pilot to see what the hell's going on. Okay, so as we know, with the Tyra Banks America's Next Top Model documentary on Netflix, a lot of people are sort of reigniting this conversation that, a lot of the treatment of the women on the show was borderline psychological torture, with the sort of body shaming, the racism, and all the stuff that Tyra Banks was doing. And in her documentary herself, she's saying, and this is a gross misquote, like, hey, we did some crazy things, but you wanted it. You lived for it. Essentially pointing the finger back on the viewer, which angered everybody everywhere. There's so much discourse online. There's TikTok girlies being like, how dare you? You mess up these girls' lives, blah, 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 blah. I think that we are not being honest with ourselves. I don't think we're being honest. And, about the idea that we was watching that shit. Also, we were 10. Like, we were all children.
Okay, no way.
We were children. What do you mean we wanted it? Girl, it was on TV. It was on UPN.
I was dead.
So I want us to, or actually, I want to remind us that I want to do two things.
Okay, tell me.
One, I want to demystify the idea that Tyra Banks is above reproach. But then I also want to sort of bring us to Jesus about the fact that we did love her shenanigans. We did.
Yeah.
And yes, back then, the early aughts, we were brutal on women in media. We just were. How we treated our starlets.
No. Like, bitches had to be like virgins. They had to be virgins. They had to be virgins. They had to be chaste.
They had to be tiny.
Thigh gaps.
They couldn't.
I remember thigh gaps.
Totally. Yeah.
Those poor white girls. It was all about the thigh gaps.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sickly, heroin chic.
Yeah.
Totally.
They would be excoriated. I mean, the media brutalized them. And
Absolutely.
It was obscenely obsessed with destroying women pop stars.
Absolutely.
Singularly.
Yeah. Even if a man was doing something crazy, they were like,
racism,
what's the woman doing?
Hate women, hate women, hate women. Racism, racism, hate women, hate women. Big racism moment.
Yes.
Casually, tacitly hate women while racism institutionalizes and codifies. And
a little gay thing.
Yes.
But then back to the...
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So I want to...
Because you couldn't even... me, what they did to Ricky. Pick your one. We didn't even talk. I forgot to shout out Ricky Martin at the Super Bowl. I'm like, look what we did to Ricky.
God, he's still fine.
Fact that you couldn't be gay.
Yeah.
You couldn't even be gay as a pop star.
Yeah.
And now we have little twinks running around.
I wouldn't... Now, I'm not team silence all twinks. I'm just team silence some of them. Anyway, sorry, that's the whole thing. But I wanted to talk about sensationalism in television.
Okay.
So back in the day, I know people love to talk about America's Next Top Model as Tyra Banks' sort of like magnum opus of terror. Mm-hmm. But we rarely mention her daytime talk show, The Tyra Banks Show.
Okay.
So this sort of, for me, set the stage and prepared us for not only America's Next Top Model, but the Wendy Williams Show. Because there was some overlap. So I believe the last few seasons of the Tyra Banks talk show was the start of Wendy Williams' show.
Okay.
So sensationalism in TV was the same thing that Montel Williams did, Ricky Lake did, where they would bring on people on the show like crazy racist, 14-year-old teens who want to marry each other.
Springer, yes. That whole Springer thing. It was just
absolutely
right.
Yeah.
But more on the talk show side.
It was like highlighting fringe ideas or lifestyles.
Got it.
Yeah. So like if a woman,
But they took them seriously.
And it was less about
the mockery. That's why it's not the whole, it's not similar to Springer was all about the absurdity, spectacle, making fools of people.
Correct.
This was like, but no.
Look how weird understand.
Let me okay.
Yeah.
Let me understand what's going on.
Exactly. Not even really understanding.
Correct.
Because it was entire Banks.
But it did help to did it help to remove stigma?
No.
Or did it generate stigma?
The thing, I have specific examples we're going to go over because we got to go. Let me tell you. So essentially what was going on. So for example, Tyra Banks loves to bring people on her show. These people had ideals, lifestyles that were often perceived as quote unquote.
Sorry, it's just funny because when you say these people had ideals, it sounds like they were about to be destroyed. But these people had their own idea of
absolutely. So have you heard of the Westboro Baptist Church? So for those of you who don't know, the Westboro Baptist Church was a hate organization in the South. They popularized going to funerals of teens who maybe were queer and died of suicide and saying God hates fags. Yeah. And they were going to like soldiers' funerals randomly and being like, you like gay people, fag, which no shade, kind of cunty. Because you're at my funeral. You're at my funeral.
You're obsessed with me.
You're obsessed with me.
Yeah.
Diva. So she would bring these people on her show and sort of essentially try to argue them down, but not even like really.
Right.
It was essentially she was inadvertently platforming these people. Like for specifically, and I have a clip I'll bring up right now. She was very, 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 very famous for the scintillating sensationalization.
Oh, okay.
Is that a word?
Yeah, sensationalization.
Sensationalization.
If you go it fast, you could do it. You see how I did it so fast that you couldn't hear the struggle?
Sensationalization.
Yes.
work.
Yeah.
So she would bring these people on her show, sort of preface her audience like, hey, these are the people who do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
We're going to just talk to them.
Right.
And essentially antagonize them the entire time. It wasn't really conducive to anything.
Okay, wait. You do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this clip here is a clip that we all know about. I wonder, did I add it? I don't think I add it.
We just don't.
I can show you. Damn. Essentially, she brought it's the famous clip. I'll add it here for you guys. But it's a famous clip where she's like, "Well, you know, get the fag off the TV. I'm not watching that." It's essentially.
I asked Lori to program a button so that I can push it at every moment that I want to make it.
And I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So she did. So she was doing a couple things on that show, right? She would do sort of these exposés. I remember there was an interesting episode where she used homeless youth for an episode and when, you know, there's hundreds of homeless youth on the streets. So what I'm going to do is be homeless for a day and see if I can see their struggle. So she was the most gorgeous woman.
This is what you meant about the fat suit.
Yes.
This is
she
what you
was
meant
fat
about the
for a
fat
day.
suit. Right.
Absolutely. So she would do these things.
So she was doing social media. She was doing reality
absolutely.
TV. This is what you're saying. Okay.
And she was a creator and producer of her show.
Right.
And we don't talk about this enough. So biracials with white moms are insane. That's
Tyra Banks. We've talked. At this point, you should have some sense that they are the weakest link.
Yes.
Because they are the ones, and for this alone.
Okay.
I just don't fit in anywhere. Let me explain in the shortest, succinctest way possible why that's nonsense. Check. Because I need people to get it. Because I know the biracials are about to be like, listen, if I haven't chased y'all off yet.
Okay. They're not here.
Nobody owns not knowing how to fit into blackness. You don't own it because of your proximity to whiteness. Everybody who is black in America has a proximity to whiteness. White people are trying to claw at a whiteness.
Correct.
Right? You don't own it. So the implication of, well, I just don't fit in here and I just don't fit here suggests and implies that darker skinned black people have the shortest, fastest road. Everybody has to figure out what their own relationship to blackness is. And it is a process. You are not unique. Nothing about you is unique. And I'm the biracials, trans folks, Jewish folks who believe that their thoughts are not extremism because they're struggling. There is no unique struggle. But if there is one, I think we know which one it is.
Fine.
Yeah.
You know what I thought was interesting in my research for this segment? So it's research.
I like that you did research on something that you actually know.
Well, I don't
so well.
Well, I say research, but I just wanted to look at these videos again. But in development and the creation of America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks, who herself was like, we didn't want to do this in the documentary. We didn't want it. Y'all made it. Y'all want it. Girl, you're a producer and creator. And it was co-created and co-developed by Kenya Barris, another biracial with a white mom who you all may know as a creator of Blackish, Grownish, Mixedish, My Mama's Whitish, or whatever the hell he's doing. He was terrorizing the girls too. Biracials with a white mom.
Okay, hold on a second now, because we are pro Tyra Banks though.
No. Okay. Yes. But you know what it is? She's my problematic fave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, there's like, this is the thing. Okay, this is
not me saying no and then yes,
but that's life.
Yeah,
the duality.
Yeah, totally.
The duality.
Totally.
And that's it. It's okay. Let me go back to the beginning.
Great.
Do you contest, because you said a lot of the people are saying now because of the America's Next Top Model. That's what. Yeah. America's Next Top Model. Oh, what it psychologically, what it did to women,
totally.
The racism, the fat shaming, all that stuff. Do you agree with those criticisms?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
Good. Okay. And then, so the other side of it is, and it was entertaining.
Yes.
Right. So what do we do with that? Because because what I liked what you said in the beginning was, the audience, we're like, as a society, we're not honest. So it's like, all of a sudden everybody wants to hold Tyra Banks. And like, even if she is our little problematic biracial, we're not honest about why we're drawn to these things or that we are.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's what I like about racial satire. Like, I think dumb people would be surprised to find out Well, actually, no. Regular people would be surprised to find out that I'm pro blackface when done well.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Most people are.
And we've talked about this,
Yes.
which is to say, satirically,
Yes.
like it was done on Sunny
And Community.
I think
and how
30
it was
Rock.
done on Sunny the second time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Totally.
sorry. That's the only one I know.
Oh, whoa. Know about the first time when they like tried to do Lethal Weapon shot for shot?
Oh, no.
Whoa.
I don't know
Future
this.
What?
And I've watched all of it. But
Wow.
I've only... Oops.
Oh, they
but I
probably
must
pulled
have...
that
Yes,
episode.
I only watched all of it that I have access to.
I see.
Right. But even still, the
Yeah.
second time, like,
Yeah.
like I'm even okay with that.
Yeah. Same.
In the context of satire.
Yeah.
But that's because if we don't... Okay. The stupid things that we believe, right? Don't disappear because we're a good person. We can't good person ourselves out of it.
Yeah.
This is why I don't like that default nonsense. But I'm so curious because it's like, how do we do it where we come out better?
I think.
How's that art done?
So I think that.
Because that it's going to happen.
Totally.
That's right.
I think I have an answer.
Right.
For me, I think we can understand, and I hope we can, and intellectually are able to understand that Top Model was a sign of the times. I think we can appreciate how insane and batshit that TV show was as entertainment, while also understanding, actually the treatment of these women on the show wasn't the best.
Question.
Yeah.
So this is not a direct comparison. I don't know enough. Cool stuff. Love Island. Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. I was gonna bring this up.
Oh,
we're on the same page.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Okay. So say what you want to say because I might or actually no, because you might be answering this anyway. I guess okay. Has anything changed, or do we just not talk about it?
So
now, and
yes,
is there a better
no.
or worse? Okay.
So the difference for me, looking at this through the lens of like what I've watched on Top Model and on like Love Island, Love Is Blind, all that shit.
Yeah.
Top Model sort of, and that is to say, Tyra Banks, the producers, segment producers, whoever created the challenges, were using race and sexuality, transphobia specifically in those challenges, whereas Love Island, Love Is Blind, Too Hot to Handle, those sort of concepts come up because of the people involved. The show is just pressing record on the camera, and whatever happens.
Right, but there is the highly produced curatorial hands in the background.
Absolutely, those say more of this, do more of this,
right?
Drink more liquor.
Right.
What you think? What you feel about her?
Right.
As opposed to creating challenges where race, where it's like, you know what I mean?
Head for a day.
Exactly.
It's a little bit different.
Totally. Yeah.
But so, question: was there anything good that came out of the fat suit episode? Like, was there?
Yes.
Did empathy come out of it?
Here's the thing. Whenever I think of Tyra's journalism. Her investigative journalism.
Investigative reporter.
The thing,
Tyra from the streets.
Tyra on the streets. Here's where I differ from most of the people who are having this discourse about Tyra 20-some years later. I just don't know that I took her that seriously, and I'm talking about the show specifically.
Right.
I think she is a crazy woman. I'm a fag, so I love crazy women.
Yeah.
So I looked at it as this bitch is crazy, and I love. What's she gonna do next?
Yeah.
But I think that because she is who she is with her platform, and she's sort of like, is reaching a whole bunch of people. Fine, like people are saying she should be responsible for whatever, but she's a fucking model.
Wait.
Yes.
I saw that clip. Is that made up? Where Naomi Campbell walks out to an empty.
Let's play it. Great.
Okay.
Let's get into it. So, let's preface
because
this for people who maybe don't know.
She's crazy.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. So, for those of you who don't know, when Tyra Banks came up in the model scene, I would say this was maybe late 90s, early 2000s. There weren't that many black models at that level. The only other one was Naomi Campbell.
Yeah. One at a time.
There's only one.
Yeah.
And Naomi Campbell tried to pull that ladder right up behind her when she got up in there. It's well known. And I have a little bit of sort of a soft spot for Naomi because like she was the only one and she was the one encountering all the racism and all the shit.
Chocolatier.
Yeah.
And that
absolutely.
The way that you're gonna, because there were always these narratives about
absolutely
Campbell.
Yeah. They were true.
And that's the thing, and it's like the both end, and then what parts are exaggerated or outsized, or
exactly.
Yes, which is being held accountable to, where somebody else might. Right.
Absolutely. What was hers versus what people. Absolutely.
And how much of hers was actually even in reaction to the book.
Absolutely.
We didn't even know.
The phone thing. Remember the phone thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Even I know that.
Yeah.
Wait, tell them.
So Naomi Campbell was in a hotel, and I assume the service was subpar.
Yeah.
So she took the phone off a hook on the concierge desk and beat the shit out of the guy at the front. Because he didn't give her what she wanted. Now, half of me is like, Naomi, keep your hands to yourself. But other half of me is like, get her shit.
No, because something is like, he did something.
I don't know the full story.
Yeah. No, but generally, the general thing is, if you taking the phone off
and beat somebody with it.
Yeah, like the general consensus for Black folks.
Yeah.
Are you say what did he say?
Exactly.
Our first thing is
totally. What happened?
What did he say?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She's not done anything like that before that or after.
But that's the thing. My first reaction was, what did he say? But I know that, and that's the thing. It's like,
and she gives me like,
because there are a few
Coke.
things that somebody could say to me at this moment.
Totally.
I would feel inclined to do that, only because I'm just like,
you just laugh at him.
Yeah.
So essentially, a lot of what was happening with Tyra, and she mentions it in this fucking 45-minute interview, is that she was like the new Black girl. So they were sort of doing what they do to all the Black girls, is sort of being like, you're the new Blake.
Yes.
Right? They did it with Lil' Kim and Nicki Minaj.
They'll do it with one woman to another younger version, the younger, brighter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we see it.
And you see it with Black folks.
More often than not.
One Black woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we saw it with Mariah Carey and J-Lo. We saw, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the dynamics.
Yeah,
that's right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So essentially,
it's almost like misogyny is baked into society.
It's almost like if it was,
and racism informs every aspect. Okay, we'll start going.
Oh,
go on.
Ooh. So essentially, it was a lot of like word around the sets that, hey, Naomi, they're trying to make a new Naomi. So Naomi at the time confronted Tyra Banks, and Tyra Banks, a little girl who was like, I'm a young model. Yeah. Why is this older woman who I love being mean to me? And that apparently fucked her up so bad. So in the sort of style of sensationalism, that she invited Naomi onto her show. But she didn't just invite Naomi onto her talk show. She said, you know what? I'm going to clear out the studio audience so it's just me and you. Because it was less about like, okay, Naomi, we're going to bear the hatchet. It's more like, I'm going to fucking confront you and there'll be nobody here that you can run away to and be like, this is ridiculous. It's just you and me. Let's play that right now.
I don't have an in-studio audience here with us today. So I'm going to ask you at home to please help me welcome Naomi Campbell.
This is the silence that she's going through. This is
quiet.
Real.
I know.
So, I know.
How perfect her walk was. Like I could hear the music come out because it's Campbell, so she's got the perfect walk, the flow.
Yeah,
she's stunning, and what you expect is music and raucous applause, and the band and you just want to do this, like because her hair is laid, like it's laid.
She's walking on the 1 and 3.
Yeah, that's the words.
Yep.
Those are the words.
Mm-hmm.
Those are words.
Yeah, I'm
a 1 and 2.5 because I'm little, but she's I'm a little guy. But okay, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. I have a question.
Yeah.
Or maybe I have a comment.
Okay.
And I feel strongly about this, and I'm not sure why.
Okay.
I feel strongly that I am pro this as it was today, like pro everything, but I don't know where this experiment is going. Okay. I'm pro every bad thing that ever was. I'm pro every good thing that ever was.
I am too.
But no, I know. But it's like, but wait, right? Because that first episode of Blackface, that was not good on Sunday, that I didn't know, right? Where you're like, that one was not good.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The risk of that is, or I don't know, you know what? Hold on. Maybe it is a question then. Now that my question is, is it back then the problematics? We were so far removed, and there's few things that you could point to the internet to.
Right.
This was definitely worth it.
Yeah.
There are so few things. We've talked about the outrage response and the knee jerk and the virtue signaling and the whatever, and that stuff sort of happened because the caricatures and the racism and the abuse that it enabled was so because the information pipelines were so singular. I couldn't know what so and so thought about such and such.
Right.
I couldn't
totally.
Right. We had more black television, black this and that or whatever, but you wouldn't necessarily get the instant reaction.
Exactly.
Now we have a lot of that, but the media landscape has shifted. So what was being made has shifted. Now it's the media landscape. Now we know like 5 companies own whatever, but we have the internet, and there's a lot of discourse on the internet, and there's a lot of overreaction to stupid things, a lot of hyper focus on culture and identity, and the policing of that stemmed from. It's like we're still in the overcorrection mode, but I honestly think how good of a person I am a lot of the time. But it's like if all of it was made all at once, or like if people could do that now, and if there were enough creators that made shit like that and ate shit for it, and we all did it together and we did it on purpose, could that help offset and maybe mute some of the instant reaction outrage bullshit? Because I'm so I'm very pro problematic. I'm like, but it's because it's smart before stupid. But we're not talking about anything at all ever anymore. No one takes a position anymore.
Right.
The thing that made that good was it was clarifying.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that only bad work can be, right? But it's like the bad work's there.
Yeah.
And now it's like whatever the reaction is, it's going to be tenfold on black folks. So it's like, oh, well, we're not allowed to do that anymore.
Right.
The reaction is going to be 10 times more stringent over here, where it's like it has to be that we narrow the field. So even a animated character inside the show of an animation is something we have to take seriously.
Now, I want to bring this up.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see. Ooh.
This is going to be such a fucking evergreen thing, isn't it?
I can't wait. Yeah. I can't wait to see the Wayans brothers in Scary Movie 6 or whatever and see what the reception to that is.
Because like I have never been, because I remember a time, and this was a criticism I held and then evolved from, where the majority of black cinema in America, definitely went through its period of this.
Yes.
Was cinematic servitude or plantation politics. The Green Book, The Help, right?
Yep.
The Butler.
Yep.
These were the celebrated films. The other 12 Years a Slave, other films were not celebrated when they were black being made. And to be perfectly honest, they weren't really being made all that much.
Absolutely.
By black directors or like by black writers or anything, which is like absurd to say out loud. But somehow is true.
And even the ones that were
like, how is it both understood? Like, because even racists are like, no, their culture, like they're monkeys, but their culture is fun. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How come everybody can, but you weren't allowed to make movies? I'm sorry. I'm always trying to wrap my head around.
This is my segment,
okay,
future.
Sorry.
Anyway, I want to play this next one. So this is, okay.
Yeah.
So Naomi came to an empty audience.
Which is,
it's kind of iconic.
That's nuts.
That is iconic.
That's the thing. That's the petty that I love. That's the Donald Trump's Head by Kathy Griffin.
Totally.
That's that. First of all, that bitch, amazing. What the fuck was America's reaction to that? I thought you guys were fucking. What happened to free speech?
White people went crazy on both sides. Black people were like, "Girl, next."
Yeah, kind of funny. It was as bad as the slap.
Yeah, black people were like, and
we were just like,
so.
Sometimes
that's crazy. Sometimes niggas need to get slapped.
Sometimes you need it.
Okay. And
if you didn't, you would block it. Absolutely. I'm just saying. I let me tell you something. I can tell someone who grew up around black people who didn't, because anybody could have seen that there was something funny about that walk up. And even then, to have it come and then to not do a little something, you've never really been hit. Like, no, I'm just saying, you've not been hit.
I think Chris Rock needed to get slapped. That nigga's annoying.
Hit dogs holler. He ain't been hit. I think that should tell you something about how, to the extent to which how he grew up, which there's a whole show about, informs his POV, which is what you don't have to. I guess wouldn't say if you're in the same. Yeah. If you're in the POV you claim to have, you wouldn't need to do your show in Baltimore.
Nigga, I want to slap
to prove
Chris
that
Rock.
Black people like you.
Wait, yeah. Okay, so Naomi, walked out,
Mhm.
empty audience.
Yeah.
Let's set the scene. Tyra Banks invited this woman on to essentially ambush her and force an apology, force a reconciliation. I'm going to play just a tiny segment of this interview.
So Naomi Campbell acknowledges that this was on purpose.
So Naomi, no, she doesn't.
Oh.
No one knows but Tyra, and she says in the intro, "No studio audience, so I want you at home to clap." It's never explained why? But I'm assuming it's because she's like, "No, this is serious. I want to let you know what you did to me, what's held like room in my body and my brain."
This is much more interesting.
Yes.
This is much more interesting.
The thing about Tyra Banks
Yeah.
is that she is very calculated.
Yeah.
And I don't think that we really...
Problematic question. Which side do you think that... Which side is informing that? Not literally, you guys, but y'all know I'm a comedian.
I think we know that.
Just curious. Okay,
I think we know that.
Well,
I think we know the
it's
answer.
funny, too. I'm like, there's something sincere in it.
If it was the black side, Tyra Banks would have been like, yeah, everybody was saying this stuff. Is it true? And when Naomi went, well, they were saying it to me too, it would have been like, oh, they're just pitting us against each other. Let's move on.
Okay.
But it's the white victim shit that the girlies love to do.
This is a core story. This is the thing. Yes. This is actually the sensibility. Yes. Because it's like, this is now a core story of mine, which to be honest with you is partly why Will Smith slapped Chris. Because while I'm okay with this, I'm like, the slap is its own conversation. What drove Will to do it wasn't protecting Jada. Like,
at all. Nope.
Like if you read his book, if you listen to him, if you like, and I love Will Smith, and like, I think she sort of gestured to it too. It had nothing to do with her. It was kind of like an insecurity of his own.
Absolutely.
Not necessarily because of a white side,
right?
But because of a grappling with, identity and not actually being comfortable in his masculinity as a black man.
Yeah. And Jada's like, Tupac is dead, but I would have kept fucking him. Anyway, so when I want to show you how Naomi responded to essentially this one-sided, quote unquote, gotcha.
I gotta see this.
You said I have to ask you something. Do they try to make you look like me? Right. And I said, I don't know about so much now, but in LA, they really did with the little short black wigs. You told me that, yes. And Naomi, you got up, pushed me away, and said, yeah, I thought so. And you turned. I did. You went from the sweetest woman that was giving me vitamins to someone that terrified me on that trip. Oh my God.
She don't give a fuck. She don't care. Naomi does not care.
Wait, she's
like, oh, I did?
No,
oh, well.
She actually looked really beautiful when she said.
She's smiling the entire time.
I have never seen anyone look that good in my life.
She's like, oh, I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I said that? Oh, uh-huh. Wow.
Well, I don't understand the flip, though.
So she's essentially... context. Tyra Banks, at one point or another, on a shoot with Naomi, and it was in presence of a lot of other model girls as well. I think Tyra was feeling faint, and she sort of was like, oh, I'm weak. And Tyra Banks was like, oh, I got you. I'm going to give you some vitamins, electrolytes, and make sure you drink water or whatever. She's being very nice to her. But somewhere along the process, I think the bug got flipped in her ear, Naomi's ear, that, oh, this little bitch is trying to be you. So then she's like, oh, we're not allies.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
And Naomi, what's interesting to me is that Naomi is sitting here like, girl, that was 20 years ago. Yeah. What are we? You're on your talk show, and you still bringing this in.
You have me here,
and you want to talk about this?
And we are two black supermodels. Did they talk about that?
No, it was all about how you made me feel 20 years ago.
Right, which I'm sure the audience ate up.
Well, if there was an audience,
no. Wait. Okay, not in the room, but. What was there? Was it just a moment? Was this their whole Tyra Naomi thing?
The whole interview
from that whole time on.
The entire interview,
right?
Because I watched it last night again for the first time since I saw it on TV live. Because I used to watch the show every fucking day after school. Because it came on at 5 o'clock Pacific time, and it was a
Right.
2-hour long show for some reason. It was
Right.
2 hours long. Why was it 2 hours long? Anyway, the whole entire
She was
interview-
honestly
she was just
no. She was a seer because
She had to
look at
fill time,
every
too.
one of these Manosphere podcasts now. They're all 4,
Totally.
5, 6. She
Yeah.
knew something.
and she got us ready for Wendy Williams, by the way.
Yeah.
She got us ready.
I grew to appreciate what she represented for the girls
I think I just
and for the culture.
and for
And
the
for the
fags,
culture.
the crazy ones who watched her.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that problematic. Like we actually need problematic. We need who do I like? Joan Rivers.
Oh, love her.
We need Joan Rivers
Yeah.
problematic. Like we need a problematic that understood what it was doing.
Correct.
Because that's actually what's missing when I'm on stage.
Yes.
Oh my God, we just solved racism.
Oh, did we?
You did. Yeah.
Okay.
But only in the industry.
Okay.
Yeah, we totally solved it.
Okay, tell me how.
Yeah. It's that we just need to, there has to be a due diligence and a trust that the people know what they're saying. The saying it is intentional. So when I make the joke and I say, when I'm on stage and I say the word illegals,
Yeah.
or when Gianmarco Ceresi, another
Yeah.
comedian that we mentioned,
Love
right,
him.
says the word illegals,
Mhm.
that is intentional.
Yeah.
That, like, I can't problematize a word I can't say.
Right.
We can't mock it. We can't show its stupidity. And you have to, because that's the vast majority. The vast majority only thinks of migrants and immigrants as illegals.
I see.
Right. And
Yeah.
so you can't flip the word on its head. You can't satirize it if you can never say it.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, no, I could get on stage and be like, hey, but they're undocumented immigrants. Am I right? Even hearing it, like comedy is so much the sound, the cadence.
Got it.
Right?
We
It's
can't dig in if
less.
we can't access
Even
it.
how
Yeah.
clunky it is, but more so, most people in America would not even know what the fuck I meant
Yeah.
when I said undocumented migrants. They'd be
Yeah.
like, undocumented. They are
Right.
there.
Yeah, there.
I need them here
Yeah.
and then here. It's funny. You make them laugh and make them think.
Yeah.
If you're good at it, which means that you're smart.
Yeah.
And then you're stupid.
Yes.
Right. But if we know the person is like one of the funniest jokes I ever heard in a roast, which 100% could only be classified as racist.
Okay, who to who?
I believe it was Joan Rivers, and I
Of
believe
course.
she said it to, if not Whoopi, somebody else, a Sicily type, like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like Sicily's a little further back, but
I think maybe Whoopi.
yeah, it was. I think it was Whoopi, and she said that Whoopi had the body of a mudslide. She said she looked like a mudslide, and
Yes.
that could only
That was Whoopi,
and that is the one of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard in my fucking life. Or like, in a roast, I won. It is important for me to say, I won this roast.
I think we need to recount.
Okay, but it's judged immediately after
Oh.
after you're done by 3 comic judges who then roast you. So you roast each other, and then 3 judges roast you as they judge you, and then give who they think won, and like the audience is also.
Oh, I like
participating.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I won, I won. But one of the judges did say that I was funny, but I did sound like a Muslim professor. He said I sounded like I came from the nation.
That's funny.
Yeah. Which, like, I think I did. I
Well.
went a little Farrakhan because I was nervous, which I
Well.
didn't expect to be.
Did you also bring bean pies?
I did. But you brought up Jada Tupac, and the girl said to me that I'm so mad because I also was wearing a durag and was like magnificent. She said I look like if Jada transitioned to Tupac.
Oh.
And sometimes
Unfortunately, that's funny. Unfortunately,
it's peak. It's peak.
they ate with that.
It's peak.
Yeah.
And it's like when there's a curated experience of
Yes.
problematic,
Yeah.
it fucking works.
Yeah.
It fucking works.
I agree.
And I think we need to be able to distinguish between some random white bitch
Yeah.
being like nigger to a 5-year-old,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And a Wendy Williams.
Right.
We need to actually be able to distinguish between a comedian
Yeah.
saying a thing and allowing the audience, both in the room and the wider one, to say what we think.
Yeah.
Without trying to overcompensate, because it's the overcompensation that's the problem. The reaction isn't the problem. The mob is the problem. And the mob is because there's so many people who want to be like, see, isn't this wrong? And I'm oppressed, me.
I am team. I'm gonna give you a chance, and then when it's not funny, if it's not funny, then we start.
But what if it takes a minute to get
That's
there?
fine. Oh,
But that's the thing. Because we don't actually have rules. And actually, maybe we need some casual because it's like, shouldn't we be able to not be great for shouldn't a first season be able to find its audience?
Yeah, I agree.
Correct.
Yeah.
But we were, if we hadn't picked up Captain Durag, we would have contributed to the, not outwardly, not publicly, but still energetically, we've contributed to the destruction of morale.
Yeah.
To the whatever. And if somebody asked us about it or whatever, we'd be like, but actually maybe like we're not, so I guess our involvement is really significant.
Yes.
But when something isn't good, we don't, especially when it's ours, because it feels like, and so I guess what I'm saying is like, we just have to figure out what the problematic good is and what the problematic bad is.
I think that
better as a culture, or something.
I think it's,
maybe I'm just looking for a happy ending.
I think you are, but I also think that like people just need to be honest. I think at the end of the day, it's like, I think that's what it is. Because at the end of the day, like, the girlies on Next Top Model were absolutely fucking traumatized, but we live for it. But we can also be like,
not like that.
Do you know what I mean?
Right? Not like that.
We were like, hey, yes, traumatization, racist, transphobic at times, and we lived for it. But, you know, maybe that's not the best way we derive enjoyment from this thing. Maybe we can find...
I put on a fat suit?
I think, to be quite honest, for me personally, if you're funny and if you're saying something, by all means. But if you just want to wear a fat suit and be like, don't.
Right.
Exactly. It's like, what are we doing?
It's like, what are you doing it for?
What, you know what I mean?
It's the difference between what's actually art or not.
Exactly.
Because art actually takes thoughts and this and that. Yes.
And it has a point of view.
Yeah, it has a fucking POV.
That's where I'm coming.
It has a
like,
POV.
Whenever white people do blackface, it's like, okay, what are you trying to say?
And it's like obviously, if it's on a Halloween, you're an idiot.
I think it's like,
you're dumb, and everybody around you is as dumb or worse.
It kind of just feels like you
because
want
y'all
an
thought
excuse to do it.
Yeah, because y'all thought you did something.
It's like,
that's the thing that I'm like, oh
yeah, it's like, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's not even, you know, I miss when racism used to be smart and actually like, oh, y'all gag with that one. Yeah. Oh, wow.
No, because dumb racism, we went from smart racism
to dumb
racism.
So we're just
to smart racism, and we're back in dumb racism. But the problem is that we're smart.
Yeah.
The sped up, the accelerationism sped up the wrong things, and now we're smart and dumb.
Because, you know, it's
we're in dumb country. Because oh my God, to be dumb during Ace Ventura, whoa, that must have been amazing.
Yeah.
You must have been in heaven to be dumb in the 90s. Oh God, just be smart was hell, and that's where we got the best art. That's why we had the wonderful subcultures, because the smart people were finding each other.
Yes.
But now the smarts were all spread out because our subcultures have been destroyed by the dumbs because we're in a dumb era.
Yes.
We're in the wrong fucking timeline.
I think, to be quite honest, I think we just do what black people do all the time.
Yeah.
Just champion our own shit and then wait until inevitably the mainstream catches up.
And do a better job championing each other. My jokes are I do the least well in LGBTQ rooms. I actually am mostly abstained from doing LGBT comedy because they're not an informed audience.
I also think that a lot of
and what we're talking about though is having an informed audience, which is probably where we should pick up.
I think
pop woke at another point.
Well, I think because you know how I talk about this all the time.
It's just going to be evergreen too. But you know, I'm like, but how do you even get there? Which has to do with the dark woke anyway. But no, this is good because I didn't know I was going to have a deep conversation about Tyra Banks.
Well, because I think, all in all,
that's good shit.
I think that it's a couple things happening, right? It's television in the early aughts was the Wild Wild West. It just was.
Yeah.
It just was.
Right, because you're also thinking about the evolution of television itself. You're saying it was still kind of new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was like a million networks. Now there's like 4.
Yeah.
So you had, and the reason why like nobody was really clued into the crazy stuff that Tyra was doing and the shenanigans was because you could change the channel and find something else. The internet wasn't, and social media as we know it now, wasn't really built out that way. So if you were experiencing something crazy, it was water cooler talk. You weren't going on Twitter and making a big hurrah about it.
Nobody was talking about a fucking character in a show about other characters.
No. No.
Or whether or not, well, no, they actually probably would have been mad about Ariel.
And also, if it was daytime, so like daytime television, the Tyra Banks show specifically happened at like 5 o'clock Pacific time, where people were still coming home from work. So it was already sort of
Yeah.
like a smaller pool of people watching it daily.
Yeah.
America's Next Top Model was prime time at the same time as other big shows. Because remember, 6 networks.
Right.
So it was just like, this is what's on TV over here. I'm over here watching Prison Break.
Right.
Or like the fucking news or whatever. So it's like, okay, the people who were watching it within the time that it aired
Yeah.
were like, whoa, that's crazy. She had to be black. She should be Chinese. Okay, who went home? On to next week. It was just too,
Yeah,
it was just, it was nebulous because reruns weren't really happening until years after the show went off air. So you weren't really able to retain much because you watched one episode and then the one episode happened after that.
That's
So
right.
much of the realization of Tyra Banks having shady practices and whatever came after the show because people were watching reruns.
Right.
So it didn't happen in real time. I remember being like, she gonna go home. I don't like her. Why they fight? It was honestly hindsight, really. It always
Right.
is hindsight,
It
which
is.
is fine. But
Which
I
is
don't
fine.
think that, I think we should grace the people who experienced it because it's like, yikes, you were from East Bumfuck, so this was like your dream.
It was not fun
No.
to be a girl in that era.
No.
I'm sure. I consistently failed at it.
Now, is it
but
it just heard what you
it's,
did.
yeah, right. But bad in every era. You know what I mean?
So is that
Yeah.
Tyra's fault for what word am I looking for?
Like she. I mean, is she more accountable for that, or to
Like
that?
is she to blame for exploding it and capitalizing off of it?
Right.
In a time where, I don't know, ratings, this should have 35 seasons.
And to be honest with you, it's the same thing now. It's
buried
just,
to
you know what I mean?
Bear to lead. Guess what, bitch?
What?
This fucking documentary where she basically went on and said, yeah, it was crazy, but you niggas wanted it. And was like, yeah, that shit was good. At the end, she's like, guess what? We're coming back with another fucking season of America's Next Top Model, ho. She's like,
so smart.
This season, we're gonna fucking kill them.
That's pretty. Did she say that?
No, but it's
That's-
giving Hunger Games.
But honestly, I would watch that.
Everybody's gonna watch.
I would
Why
watch
are we
that.
lying?
Fuck.
We're not being honest.
I've tried to watch other things.
Yeah.
Somebody told me I would love Traders. I don't. I'm being honest with you.
No.
It all feels too fluff. Like I can't get in or invested in
here's what
anything
it
or
is.
anyone on this reality shit.
Here's what it is.
But not Jersey Shore.
Here's why.
Not Jersey Shore.
Future. Here's
I
why.
need those bitches,
Well, I grew up watching it because it was like, here's
Yeah.
why.
and I
When-
love them niggas.
Oh, you fucking did.
You know it was the boys. Here's the thing. Corey has found out because I had a little bit of time with my sister that what I love is being around the girls when the girls are having fun and they're
Yes.
gabbing and drinking
Yes.
wine and talking and having
Yeah.
cocktails or whatever. But
Right.
the second I open my mouth, I fucking destroy the vibe because
He
it's
does
always-
scare the host.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I just scare the host and I ruin the conversation. Like they'll be like, okay, no, and no, this book was so good because and I'll be like, what genre what genres is? Oh, it's like in the self help kind of.
We're
I
like-
just destroy the vibe. I want to know the wrong things, and so it's for the vibe. I'm a
Uh-huh.
vibe killer, so it's just funny
Wait,
thinking.
Here's why you don't like Traders, but like Jersey Shore.
Yes,
Traders,
because it's gym, tan, and laundry. As well, yes,
GTO.
Yeah.
Because shows like Traders and honestly, to a lesser extent, like Big Brother, there's a game being played. So you don't get to spend time with the people and get to know them.
yeah.
It's what it is. You like the people of
Why
it
are they
all.
even doing that shit? What's the point of that?
So Traders, from what I understand, I've not watched it because I too don't like that where there's too much going on and
there's too many of
it's
them as
just-
well.
it was that show was like either a German or British show that they adapted into an
I
American.
promise you the German one was better because
I'm
they
sure.
be doing that existential and they don't lie. They just be saying the things. The people I've gotten along with a lot of the time.
Yeah. It's my friend. He's obsessed with Germany in a way that I'm like, should I be worried? But he was talking to this German in Stuttgart, and they were like talking, not even anything about like him being an American, him being German, and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go home, and my mom made this or whatever. I'm gonna fly out. He goes, you Americans with your this gray food. What's with all this gray food out of nowhere? Just unprompted. And he was like, oh,
That's it.
I don't know. So
Mhm.
Germans, they were like,
I had two.
Huh.
I had a biracial half black girl, half German girl I grew up with, named Iman. So funny. Iman, she was the funniest. She was nuts. But then she was the most direct person you've ever met in your entire life. Like,
German.
Like she would just be like, she would say the most outrageous shit. It was that was a fun mix. Yeah. She said the most outrageous shit. She'd be like one of our friends, like a next white girl. She'd be like, well, she's Irish, but she'd be like, at least have scurvy, and then start laughing. But then have some of she would be like, that outfit looks terrible on your silhouette. You don't understand fashion.
Me and her would have been friends.
Yeah, and then she had, and in high school would have like zebra print. And then like an orange purse, and it obviously it works.
Diva.
But you're in high school. You're like, how do you even know? Her sensibilities were so evolved. That was a weird mix.
Was she born and or raised in Germany?
No, but her mom was like back and forth, like just super cultured. But then would also drink Southern Comfort with orange juice. So she was a real. It was like.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What? But
comfort? Just had such.
No.
Oh, sorry, Southern.
No, what'd you say?
So I said Southern because my sister is also in the room, and that's what we called it. We called it Southern Comfort, like we do in everywhere else.
I'm only going to tell you this one more time.
Yeah,
you're in
but you know what? I'm pretty sure it is probably a Kentucky bourbon, right? So it is Southern, isn't it? See, I got there.
I think that to wrap it up, because we could 7 tangents.
What's going to happen is next week's Pop Woke, and do they know you're getting this once a week now?
Oh yeah, we're doing this once. We're doing this once a week.
Yes. So because I noticed that a lot of you said the teaching thing, and I was like, well, nobody wants to be in a lecture 3 times a week, probably. So maybe there's the takes, and then the get or the give.
Yeah, the fun. I think that
the application, right? The in real time, and like also so much stuff.
None of it is applicable to
and I don't
anything.
Seem to be a lot of fun on my own. What I find fun by myself is not. See, it seems to be that it's a smaller crowd than I thought.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening.
People have taken pictures of me sitting by myself, like behind like a whatever, and I'm like, because I'll be like, no, I'm you guys know I'm so much fun. And this is the picture they'll send me.
Well, okay. I think
the silhouette of me behind the curtain is, and I'm like, well, yeah, but everybody does that a lot when you're musing or thinking about something. Yeah,
I wish more people thought more before they fucking said anything.
Yeah.
No, I think you are fun.
But we realize our conversations though were so good.
Well, because I start them.
Yeah.
You can't start them. You're not good at starting them.
That's fair.
Because this is future. I was thinking the other day, and this is connected to this, and this, and I went, right, but did you see what Will Smith said on Tuesday night? I thought that was funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah. I'm like,
exiting
hey, nigga.
I'm exiting.
Doom all the time.
Yes. Or I'm exiting the understanding.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, how do we get to a deeper level of human consciousness? And you're like, look at here, because it's life. You're like, human consciousness is there also. Right.
I'm just trying to enjoy my biscuit.
Right.
I don't want to.
No, I love
contemplate the connectiveness of the universe.
And it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll be getting Pop Woke.
You're welcome.
In addition to and we're excited about it.
Yeah. And we'll try to stay on topic next time.
Or we fucking will.
Or we're not going to. I'm not going to promise that.
I know that I will, and I want to learn how not to. Because I'm always like, where can we? I do notice this about myself. I'm like, how do we synthesize all the things that we've learned today? And I'm like, stop it.
Yeah.
That's enough. Sometimes dumb bitch shit is the shit.
Here's how to synthesize.
The sensationalization or the synthesization.
I'll get it. I promise.
Yes. What? Synthesization? Or are you talking about the centralization of the thing? Which one?
I forgot. Wait, no. Here's how we synthesize today.
Okay.
I got there.
Yeah.
Tyra Banks is my problematic. She's one. You know who my other problematic fave is? Azalea Banks.
Oh well, that's another conversation. Because
okay, let's not open that thread. But she,
I agree, and real ones know
women.
But it's because you understand where her smart stops and where her stupid begins, and it's just understanding that. Because some people are 60-40, but my God, we might need that 40 sometimes.
I think so.
Yeah.
No, it's not
Ba-
people saying shit online.
This.
Yeah.
We talked about this, right? You could be politically based,
Yes.
right? I'm based politically.
Yes.
You're based politically. But the adjective of base is basic.
Yes.
We all in the practice of being based, you are going to be a basic bitch because that's what is just the life. That's just the life.
You know what I want to do, Future?
What?
And then I'll end on this.
Okay.
I will end on your reaction. So, as you know, one of my close friends, Ernesto, he's very smart. He's a therapist. We love friend of the show.
Yeah.
Long-time listener, long-time listener.
I like
since
him.
the beginning.
Yes.
I think that I would love to speak to him at some point, and I would love for him to explain to you why one of his biggest sort of like fun people to watch and to listen to, not because he's, learning from them per se, but he just likes them. I would love for him to tell you about why he likes to sometimes listen to Amanda Seales. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Pop Woke. If you have any... please leave your comments, concerns, and questions in the comments below, wherever you're listening to this episode.
Exists amongst a think tank. I do not care for it.
Email us any questions, comments, concerns at info@darkwork.com. And thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you all in the next one.